Hey everyone, it's Kris from projectdiyoz. If you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in, and I hope I earn your subscription today. If you're a current subscriber, thanks for watching again. It's great to have you here, and I hope you enjoy the video today. So in today's video, I'm making a rocket stove. It's a project I've been wanting to do for a little while now, and thought, well, why not? Got the new welding table up and running. So the first project off the rank is a good old rocket stove. If you don't know what a rocket stove is, it's basically just an efficient way of burning less material. The rocket stove here that I'm building today is a K-type rocket stove. So it has an intake tube, it has a feeder tube, and it also has obviously the chimney to get rid of the hot gases. So what's meant to happen is you put the wood down the feeder tube, light it up, and the suction or the airflow draws through the intake tube. And as it heats it really well, and it actually draws the air, fanning the fire and keeping it going a lot hotter. The material I'm using today is 100 by 100 mil steel. It's got a 4mm wall on it. Thought that'd be thick enough to withstand the heat. Also allows for a little bit easier welding. It's not too thin a material where it's going to burn through quite easily. Here I'm just cutting out all the bits and pieces. Pre-marked them all. As you see on top there, that's the grill. I decided to put a grill in this one. It allows the air to flow through a little bit easier. The wood stays above the air then draws through the flame, through the wood, hence burning the fire a lot better and cleaner. One thing with rocket stoves is when it reaches temperature, it actually burns really clean. So you'll get a little bit of smoke, but you won't get as much smoke as you would out of a normal stove. So this one actually, it burns really efficiently. And as I said at the start, it burns a lot less material to achieve the same result. So by making multiple passes with the angle grinder like you see me doing here, without clamps obviously, it actually preserves the life of the blade itself, or the disc itself. If I were to bog it straight down to 4mm depth and cut straight through and force it through, you're going to see those puffs of green smoke, and that's just your cutting just wearing out. Making multiple passes, yep, it's a little bit slower, but it certainly makes it a little bit easier on the back pocket if you just take your time and cut gently through. And I think I only used one cut disc for the whole project, which was pretty good. Just removing all the factory paint there, just to make it a little bit easier when I'm welding. Just filling out the holes of the grate there, and that's what the wood's going to sit on to allow the air to flow through there and make a nice warm fire. So just drilling the holes each end there, and then I'll get the cut wheel again and join those holes together and just cut those little slots out. I will learn to use clamps one day. Not today. So that tube there is actually the air intake tube. The next tube I'll be fitting is the chimney or the stack. So that sits right over the top of that grill. I'll be putting a faceplate on the side of that air intake tube. And the next tube is the feeder tube. And that just sits at a 45-degree angle to everything, and that's where the wood will get fed into and sit on top of that grate. Just showing there, I'm making an ashtray for this one. Just an easy way to clean it. It is a fairly heavy. It's probably going to be weighing about 18 to 20 kilograms by the time I finish the project. So I've decided I'll put an ashtray in. It's going to allow it to be cleaned a little bit easier, and yeah, I can maintain it and do the maintenance on it. So here I'm just cutting a template for the legs, just using some box steel for that. And that'll keep it off the ground as well as giving it a nice stable base for it to sit. So I picked up these old file handles. I got a bucket for about, I think it was about $15, and I'm getting about 60 of them. Pretty good. They do come in quite handy, especially for projects like this. So I can make little handles. One's going to be for the ashtray. I'm also going to have one for the feeder chute as well, so I can close the lid on that. I'm just sanding it down here, just pre-drilled the hole, put a bit of threaded rod in there, and just sanding it up. And then what I'll do is I'll just finish that off with some wood wax. It smells really nice when you put it on, and it leaves a really nice finish on the bit of wood as well. Yeah, the two handles are all finished. So here I'm just drilling out the bottom of the air intake, and this is where the ashtray is going to sit. Just using a small circle hole saw. Doesn't need to be too huge. At the end of the day, as the ash falls down, it's going to create little edges. We'll fill in the corners, and then from then on, it's just going to fill in and feed straight into the bottom of the ashtray. You'll see how little ash it creates because of how efficient it burns in part 2, at the end of part 2. You can see the ashtray is just going to fit there nicely. It's not going to get welded in. It's going to be fairly easy to remove. Just going to weld a couple of tabs on, and it's just going to slide in and out. And I'll have a clamping system so it will actually seal it up nice and airtight. But that's it for part 1, guys. Fairly simple. Tune in for part 2. I'll have that released next week, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. If I have sated your needs, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, make sure the notifications are turned on, and hit that thumbs up button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.